Everybody, welcome to the 2018 Brown Hen Paintball video. I'm going to go through just some of the rules, get the dates out to you guys, and a few other things. We apologize it's a little late. We kind of forgot about it. It got buried in the mess of everything else we're doing. But that being said, we're well on our way to getting the gear cleaned up and ready for another season, so we wanted to get this out to you as soon as possible. And once again, we're always recruiting, so if you're a new player, you don't have anything, you want to come out and play, I suggest you go to Dunham's, buy yourself a mask. You don't have to. We do have all the gear necessary. So just let us know you're coming. We'll make sure you're geared up. Bring your paint on out. We'll get you rocking. I'm going to move right on to the rules for those people that are new. First and foremost, remember that Brown Hen Paintball is invitational only. If you want to bring somebody along, make sure it gets vetted by myself, the mighty Mr. Rita Belleville, or Mark Wing. You can get permission from any of us. We're more than happy to have more players out there. We just want to make sure that we know who's coming. We're trying to keep it a jerk-free environment. As such, make sure that you get your invitation. As far as paintball masks go, they must be commercially produced paintball equipment. We're all about safety. It's got to be a commercial paintball mask, not cut way down, not some welding mask turned into a paintball mask. It's got to be something that's been commercially created. And the biggest thing is your mask has to stay on at all times when you're past the chronograph area. I know if you're new, you've never been out there, you don't know what that means. We'll go over that all again when you're at the field. But that being said, we expect you to have your mask on at all times when you're past the chronograph, unless you're specifically instructed otherwise by, once again, myself, Mark Wing, Mr. Rita, or Belleville. Those are big things just to keep the field safe. As far as markers, we do have a field speed requirement. We'd like to have all markers at 285. We understand you might get a little spike and it might go to 287, 288, but 285, 290 as the absolute top. That being said, when you get to the field, if you have your own marker, we expect you to chronograph in with one of us right away. We'll also do testing throughout the day with the handheld chronographs just to make sure everybody's safe. We don't want anybody leaving with giant bruises. Once again, it's all about safety, so don't be surprised if somebody stops you, or if when you're leaving the field, one of us has the handheld chrony and we're chronying everybody's guns. That's something that's kind of new. We've always chronographed everybody, but this year we're going to hit it a little bit harder. To rate of fire, if you do have an electronic marker, which a lot of people are starting to get electronic markers, we ask that you keep the balls per second count under 15. If you don't know how to set that, you can always ask one of us. Most of us are pretty well versed in most of the markers. If not, we can figure it out. As far as marker safety, all markers on the field must have a safety activated before and after games if they have one. They must also have a barrel bag on at all times when you're not actively playing. If you don't have a barrel bag, talk to me, I can get you one. And they must be carried in a manner that your fingers aren't right on the trigger. That's the 3 levels of protection. Fingers off the trigger, marker pointed down, barrel bag on, safety activated. That way you're not accidentally shooting somebody. Helps us keep the field safe once again. Off the field, if you're carrying your marker off the field anywhere past the goggles area, it's past the chronograph, there's a stand to rest your gun. When it's on there, it should have the barrel bag on. If you move anywhere past that, we ask that you take the tank off the gun. Once again, that's to ensure safety. Take the tank off the gun, make sure that any pressure that was left in the gun has been discharged. Then you can bring it back if you've got to do some in-depth repairs or something like that. Moving on to player etiquette. As far as hits, we don't count gun hits right now. That could always change. If it changes, we'll let you know on the day of the game. Splatter don't matter. You know, if you get a little bit of splatter off the bunker, that isn't a kill shot. Remember that a hit is a hit. If you feel like you got hit, call yourself out. Bounces, we just call them. Technically not a hit, but we're out there having fun. Just call yourself out. If you think you're hit and there's not a ref right there, you can call for one of us. We'll give you a paint check. But once again, this isn't a tournament level paintball field. We're playing for fun. If you think you were hit, call yourself hit. It's not the end of the world. And anyone who uses a paint check or something like that as just a distraction, we're going to boot your ass off the field. Plain and simple. You're not coming back. When you are hit, you want to immediately call out or hit. Put your hand up. Put your barrel bag on your marker. Put the gun up above your hands, or above your head with your hand. Continue to call yourself hit. If you're still getting peppered because the other team hasn't heard it, wait. One of us will call it out. Player hit, player hit. Don't continue to shoot somebody who's hit intentionally. Once again, good way to get yourself booted off the field. Sometimes you're going to get hit multiple times. We get that. It does happen. That being said, anybody who's intentionally lighting somebody up, once again, we're going to boot you off the field. As far as surrender or die rules, we do ask that when applicable, if you're within 10 feet of somebody, you do give them the opportunity to surrender. You say surrender or die. If they do anything other than say surrender, you do have the right to shoot them. But that being said, surrender or die, give them the option. Now, there's going to be cases where you're bunkering somebody on the speedball field. That's not an applicable situation. The other thing is there's a thing called a barrel tap. If somebody taps you with the barrel of their gun, you're out. However, in this case, barrel bag goes on, gun and hands go up, you walk off the field. Don't call yourself out. So they're good for sneaking in on you. You don't want to expose their position. Dead men tell no tales. As far as a dead man walk, if you do a dead man walk down the field with the gun in your hands in the air, hoping that nobody's going to shoot you. It's a good way to get kicked off the field as well. A couple of things that are kind of new to the field. As far as paint goes, we expect everybody to bring their own paint. In years past, I've personally just brought out a shitload of paint. People just take it. It's costing me between $700 and $1,000 a year, not including what I'm shooting. I'm not swinging that anymore. So as such, I'm bringing out what I'm shooting. Now, you can arrange with me if you need some paint. Hey, short on cash right now. Can you stop and grab some? I'll hit you back. We can make arrangements like that, but don't come out expecting there to be paint there. If you don't come with paint, you're not playing. That's just the way it is. That being said, we'll also be doing a paint purchase again this year, but I'll hit that in a little bit. The other thing would be air. We always do CO2 fills. We always do high pressure air fills. But the rules with that this year. CO2 fills, you need a CO2 tank filled from us. Get it to us 7 days before game day or more. After that, we ain't going to get it filled. We ain't going to make promises to get it filled. I understand sometimes things creep up on you, but we're not going to make it a habit of filling tanks after 7 days before the game. As far as compressed air goes, we do 4,500 PSI. Just so you know, that's the tanks we fill. I know a lot of people have 3,000 PSI tanks. Sorry, our compressor can't do it. It's just the way it worked out. We do expect them to, tanks to meet the minimum safety requirements as far as hydro testing and protection. Your wrap's not cracked, that kind of stuff. Also, those need to be submitted a minimum of 14 days before the event. Right now, we don't have like a big commercial compressor. We're using a little one. Takes a long time to fill the tanks, so hence 14 days before the event. That being said, we will fill them. You just got to get them to us. As far as the field itself, just some things to expect. As far as the terrain, it's pretty hilly, rough, muddy woods. It's northern Minnesota forest. Don't expect coming out to a field. We're in the woods. That being said, it's going to be hot some days. It's going to be humid. Be ready for that. Hydrate. Do those kind of things. There's going to be bugs. There's going to be mosquitoes and flies and wood ticks and sometimes bees and wasps. It's part of it. As far as parking goes, it's on-road parking. We do have a small parking lot. Some people can squeeze in there. Not everybody's going to be able to fit. So try to carpool if you can. Otherwise, be ready to park on the road. From the parking lot to our safe zone is quite a walk. It's about a quarter mile at least. Maybe more. So be ready for that walk. If you have anything big you want brought out, get it to us. That, 5-6 days early, we can get it in our truck and get it out there. Otherwise, it's a hell of a long walk to carry 2 cases of paint. Just so you're forewarned. There's no facilities. It's not like we got outhouses or toilets out there. Be ready to relieve yourself in the woods. So don't eat 6 pounds of tacos the day before. That would be my recommendation. There's also no immediate medical care. The Virginia Hospital is probably the closest, and we're talking a half hour away at least. So if you have any allergies, if you're allergic to bee stings, bring your EpiPen. If you're coming out and you want to sit, bring your own chair, unless you don't mind sitting on the hardwood bench. But remember, there's only so many seats on the hardwood bench. We only carry a couple of chairs now because of space constraints. So if you want to come out, you want a chair, bring one of those collapsible folding chairs. You'll be a whole lot happier. We always bring out water and some soda. We bring out some snackies, some chips and stuff. We usually cook up some hot dogs. If you want anything else, Gatorade, you don't eat hot dogs, bring yourself a sandwich, whatever it might be. Or you want to bring some bulk water because you're going to drink a lot. Make sure to bring that out with you too. Once again, if you get it to us, we will bring it out for you. Additionally, please remember that a lot of times we do have cameras running out there, and that footage may find its way up onto YouTube. So by showing up, you're giving us permission to use your likeness on YouTube. So if that's something that bothers you, might eliminate you from it. When you're out there, make sure you clean up after yourself. There's a couple of garbage cans with garbage bags all the time sitting out there. If you bring food, you got garbage, throw it in those garbage cans. It's kind of a pain for us to have to clean up, and everybody's been really good about it. We just want that to continue. And as far as clothing and protective gear goes, we have all the gear you need to play. However, my number one recommendation is bring your own mask. Go and buy a set of JTs from Dunham's if you can. It's going to make you enjoy the day a whole lot more. As far as clothing goes, come out in something you don't mind getting muddy and dirty. It's going to happen. So a lot of you guys are probably waiting for this. So this year's game dates. April 29th, we're going out to do some field work. We were kind of hoping to play that day. It's not going to happen. We've got some trees down on the field. Some other things that need to be taken care of. That being said, May 20th, we will be playing. July 28th, and July 28th is a potential big game date. Talk to us for more information on that. Also, August 12th. That would be the second potential big game date. Those 2 dates, if you can't make any other date, make those 2 dates. We're going to go for the biggest group. Obviously, we've had 32 out there before. We're going to try to break that on those dates. September 16th would be the next date, and then October 7th, weather permitting. Now, all of these dates are set. Unless there's a thunderstorm with lightning, we're out there playing. A little bit of drizzle doesn't keep us off the field. That moves us right into our new sign-up and cancellation policy. It's an expectation for this year that everyone that's coming, you talk to either... There's multiple ways you can do it. You can text message myself, you can text message Ryder, you can text message Belleville, you can text message Mark. You can email one of us, or you can give a phone call to one of us, but we need that 8 days prior to game day. 7 days prior to game day, we're going to make a final decision on the game. If there's less than 8 people signed up to play on that date, we're canceling the game. And we'll let you guys know in as many different manners as we can. If there's 8 to 14 people signed up, it's going to be a speedball day. We're not going to bother looking at the woods ball field. We're not going to bother dealing with that kind of stuff. We're just going to go out there and play speedball. If there's 15 to 26 people, it's going to be a blend day of speedball and short field woods ball. Kind of works with that size group. And if there's 27 or more, then we'll be doing woods ball, center flag, attack and defend, and those kind of games. Hence the reason we want to push for those bigger groups. If you sign up and say you're coming, that's great, but just be aware, cancellations after 7 days prior. The first cancellation or no-show after 7 days prior is a freebie. So be it. The second one is going to go on as a strike. Basically, it looks at that. The third one, we're done inviting you. That's just the way it is. Don't say you're coming out if you're not going to come out. Going along with that is borrowed equipment from me is based on people signing up. If 5 people sign up to come out and play, I'm going to bring 5 sets of gear for them. So don't think, oh, I don't need to sign up. I'll just show up. I can play. Maybe you'll get to. But there's also a chance that you're just going to sit there in a chair. So sign up. It's only a handful of Saturdays across the summer. It's not that much to give up if you actually enjoy playing. Clear up your calendars. Set those plans up to come out and play if that's what you want to do. The only other thing that I have to mention is we are doing a paint buy again this year. What we do is we order a portion of a skid from Velkin, usually graffiti, which is what we're going to do again this year. The cost, we're going to say right now it's $50 a case. If we get enough interest and enough people buy in, that price is obviously going to drop, but we're going to start it at $50 a case. And you say, what does $50 a case get me? I can go to Dunham's and buy a case of paint for $30. We found that the factory fresh Vulcan graffiti shoots better, it holds up better, it's just a better overall paint. If you're interested in pre-purchasing paint, our goal is to have a rough idea of how much we are going to order by April 15th, so that we can order it by early May. That being said, by April 15th, let me know what you want. If you want 3 cases, let me know. As long as you let me know by April 15th, we're going to figure it into the equation. Then, you have until, we're going to say May 1st. By May 1st, get me that cash. We'll order it up. If you don't get me the cash by April or by May 1st, we're dropping your cases off that skid. You're on your own again. That's just the way it's got to work. I don't have the thousands of dollars that I've had in years past to dump into paintball just freely, especially with the amount I've put into maintenance this year. And some new toys for out of the field, as far as we've got some new bunkers and stuff. So, it's, once again, I'm not supplying paint for everybody, and I highly recommend you buy paint from us on this pre-buy. That being said, that's everything I got. Thanks for watching, guys. I would appreciate if you subscribe down below. You'll see some more paintball videos. You'll also see a lot of stuff from the basement, which is a lot of video game stuff, some wrestling stuff, Magic the Gathering, board games. We've got all kinds of content on the channel. So thank you again, and we will see you all in the field.